Tonight, we're diving straight into chaos. First up, Yara's big night turned into a total meltdown. She launched her brand with dreams of glam, support, and maybe a little applause. Instead, Elizabeth and Andrei decided to throw down with Loren and Alexei again. The shouting, the accusations, the tears. Yara stormed out of her own party in disbelief. Fans are calling them the ultimate event ruiners. And speaking of ruined, next up, Colt and Courtney. She picked him on Hunt for Love, but now she's calling him out for bedroom fails. Rumors swirl that he's secretly living it up in Brazil, and the internet is asking, why is she still letting him mooch at her parents' house? But wait, it gets messier. Vanessa's Bombshell, she claims Colt actually liked seeing her with other men. Yep. Open marriage, unconventional rules, and fans are absolutely losing it. Colt hasn't clapped back yet, but the court of public opinion already on fire. Meanwhile, Tim and Jeniffer, are they really enemies or just playing it up for the cameras? They've been spotted laughing it up at a charity wrestling match, and now everyone's wondering if their feud was nothing but smoke and mirrors. Over in Colombia, Luke and Madelein's wedding dream could go bust. He's in debt, the bills are piling up, and fans say the lavish ceremony is looking more like a financial nightmare. Will love conquer all, or will creditors crash the aisle? And finally, why does it feel like Betty, Brandon's mom, is never without her wine glass? Viewers say it's become her unofficial co-star. Some call it harmless fun, others see red flags, and the boundaries talk is getting loud. So buckle up, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a drop of the drama. Let's roll into our first story, Yara's launch party disaster. Yep, Yara Zaya's big night on 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After was supposed to be about puppies, champagne, and applause. Instead, Elizabeth and Andrei blew the roof off with the clash against Loren and Alexei, dragging everyone into the mess. Let's set the scene. Yara was glowing, ready to unveil her new pet accessory brand. She had her husband Jovi by her side, and she invited fellow castmates Elizabeth, Andrei, Loren, and Alexei for what she thought would be a night of support. Cue the dramatic music, because what followed was pure TLC chaos. It all started with whispers. Elizabeth, Libby, decided this was the moment to confront Loren about something she allegedly said about Andrei. According to Libby, she'd heard through the grapevine that Loren called her husband a horrible person. Not exactly champagne toast conversation, right? On camera, Loren pushed back, insisting she never attacked Andrei as a person, but just some of the things he does. But by then, Andrei was already fired up. Here's where things spiraled. Andrei went directly at Alexei, claiming he'd read private chats between Loren and Libby and accused Loren of body shaming. That bombshell hit hard. Loren was blindsided that Libby had shared private conversations with Andrei, and even more stunned that it all exploded at a party that had nothing to do with them. She later admitted this drama could ripple straight into her marriage with Alexei. Meanwhile, Yara's party vibe completely shattered. Cameras caught her frustrated, fuming, and eventually storming out in tears. Who does that? And honestly, fans echoed the same sentiment online. Yara said she regretted even inviting them, and at that point, it was less of a party and more of a battleground. And this isn't even the first time Elizabeth and Andrei have hijacked someone else's milestone. Viewers remember their drama at Loren and Alexei's own housewarming not too long ago. Once again, what should have been balloons and finger food turned into insults and arguments. Social media wasted zero time weighing in. Twitter lit up with comments like, Andrei and Elizabeth don't need storylines, they just ruin everyone else's. While another viewer joked, can TLC bill them for event damages at this point? Reddit threads accused the couple of attention grabbing at all costs, while others took Loren's side, saying Andrei crossed the line by bringing up private messages in front of Alexei. And poor Yara, fans felt she deserved so much better. One fan wrote, imagine launching your dream brand, and instead of support, you get castmates wrecking your night. I'd cry too. Others wondered if she'll keep her distance from the drama duo moving forward. Even entertainment outlets chimed in. Access Hollywood reported that Yara was devastated, feeling her big moment was robbed. And you can see it in her face. Tears streaming, the party vibes gone, her brand launch overshadowed by Andrei versus the world. The question now is, how much of this chaos is genuine and how much is storyline padding? Some fans think Elizabeth and Andrei thrive on being the villains, while others believe these fights are all too real. Either way, it's Yara's dream that paid the price. And fans are left debating, should producers have stepped in to shut it down before it escalated? Stick around, because the drama doesn't stop at ruined parties. Up next, Courtney finally breaks silence on her messy love triangle with Colt, Viagra rumors, and a shocking Brazilian twist you won't believe. Let's rewind to the Hunt for Love finale. Courtney shocked viewers when she picked Colt over Usman, sparking a storm of opinions online. The tell-all episode that followed? Even stormier. Courtney blasted Colt for his bedroom performance, openly accusing him of relying on Viagra and failing to deliver the passion he claimed. Fans were floored, not just by the bluntness, but by the fact Colt's ex, Vanessa, and even Kim, yes, Usman's ex, jumped into the fray with their 2 cents. Kim, for her part, called Courtney beautiful, but advised her to be more confident and direct when navigating relationships. Translation: stop leading men on if you're not interested. That's a not-so-subtle dig at the whole Usman-Courtney-Colt triangle that played out in front of millions. But the juiciest question remains, are Courtney and Colt still together? In a recent interview, Courtney was asked point-blank if she's still with him and whether he's still camped out at her parents' house eating their food. Her answer? A classic reality TV dodge. She said TLC contracts keep her from spilling the full truth, and she urged fans to stay tuned for the ultimate reveal. That hasn't stopped the rumor mill from churning. The hottest buzz right now? Colt might be living in Brazil. Yes, Brazil. Social media sleuths claim a woman from Brazil has stepped forward saying she's Colt's real girlfriend now, and that Courtney dumped him ages ago. One Reddit thread even alleged that it's been more than a year since she took him in, pointing out he's still jobless, homeless, and leaning on whoever will house him next. Courtney, meanwhile, seems exhausted by the speculation. She's addressed Colt's alleged connections with Brazilian women more than once, shutting them down each time. But the rumors just won't die, and this latest twist has fans doubting her patience. And let's be real, viewers are having a field day. One fan on Twitter snarked, Courtney's parents should start charging Colt rent and reality TV screen time. He contributes nothing else. Another quipped, at this point, Colt has a better chance of finding stable housing in Brazil than in Vegas. The criticism is not just aimed at Colt, though. Courtney is catching heat, too. Some fans argue she should have cut ties long ago, instead of giving a broke man free room and board while he offers nothing in return. Others accuse her of clout chasing, saying her storyline with Colt was always about screen time, not love. Even Vanessa, Colt's ex-wife, weighed in by supporting Courtney's comments about his performance issues, essentially confirming what fans suspected all along. That endorsement only added fuel to the fire and positioned Courtney as the latest in a long line of women willing to call Colt out publicly. So where does this leave us? With a cliffhanger. Courtney promises answers are coming. TLC contracts were not. Colt remains silent, fueling speculation. And fans are left to sift through Brazilian rumors, erectile dysfunction accusations, and a love triangle that refuses to die. Don't touch that dial, because this roller coaster is just getting started. Next up, Vanessa herself drops a jaw-dropping confession about her marriage to Colt, and trust me, this one will have you questioning everything you thought you knew. Let's unpack this because it's messy, even by 90-day fiancé standards. Vanessa and Colt were together for years and even got married. Viewers remember them as one of the more unconventional but supposedly loving pairs. But in a new Instagram post, Vanessa casually confirmed what many thought were just rumors. Colt not only tolerated her seeing other men, he encouraged it. Yes, you heard that right. According to Vanessa, their marriage operated under what she calls an open arrangement. She says Colt enjoyed knowing she was having fun with other guys, that he didn't consider it cheating, and that it was something he openly accepted during their marriage. The reaction online? Absolute meltdown. Fans are stunned, disgusted, fascinated, you name it. Twitter blew up with comments like, "This is beyond bizarre. Colt went from controlling his mom to encouraging his wife's side hookups?" Others couldn't resist the memes, with one viral post showing Colt's face photoshopped onto the logo of a dating app with the caption, "Approved by Colt." And this isn't even the first time Vanessa has exposed Colt. Viewers might remember she once called him out publicly for being a disappointment in bed, saying his performance left much to be desired. Now, with this new revelation, fans are piecing together a very unconventional picture of their marriage, one where Colt's insecurities allegedly led him to redefine fidelity altogether. Reddit threads are on fire, dissecting every angle. Some users claim it actually makes sense, pointing to Colt's history of relationship scandals and suggesting this might have been the only way he could keep Vanessa around. Others think Vanessa's oversharing for clout, trying to stay relevant now that she's no longer in the franchise spotlight. Vanessa herself seems unbothered by the backlash. In her post, she framed the revelation as a kind of candid truth-telling, saying Colt was fully aware of his shortcomings and that this was their way of making the marriage work. But fans aren't buying it. One top comment read, "This doesn't sound like a marriage, it sounds like a circus." Another chimed in, "No wonder it didn't last. Colt's idea of intimacy is outsourcing." Meanwhile, Colt has stayed completely silent. No clapback post, no denial, nothing. And in classic TLC fandom fashion, silence only fuels speculation. Is he embarrassed? Is it true and he doesn't care? Or is he waiting for the next spin-off paycheck to tell his side of the story? Entertainment blogs have picked up on the controversy too. Headlines like, "Vanessa exposes Colt's bedroom secrets," and "Colt Johnson, the open marriage nobody asked for," are everywhere, and the coverage is relentless. What's striking is how this revelation rewrites the narrative of their entire relationship arc. Fans once saw Colt and Vanessa as dysfunctional but devoted. Now, viewers are left wondering if they were ever in a conventional marriage at all, or if it was all built on arrangements that never made it on camera. And here's the kicker. Vanessa isn't even treating this as a shocking confession. To her, it's almost casual, like she's letting fans in on a little secret. But to the audience, it's a confirmation of every rumor they thought was too far-fetched to be true. Keep it locked because the Colt chaos is just the tip of the iceberg. Up next, Tim Malcolm and Jeniffer Tarazona are spotted together after years of fiery feuds. And now fans are asking, was their drama totally fake? Here's how it all went down. Tim Malcolm, known for his sharp one-liners and sometimes icy standoffs with Jeniffer, posted a video on Instagram that had fans doing double takes. Instead of bickering, he was hanging out with Jeniffer and her partner, Cole, at a TNA wrestling charity event. The footage showed the trio joking, clapping, and looking like old friends. Definitely not like people who've been tearing into each other on TV. Tim captioned the post lightheartedly, "Hanging with Cole and his girl at the TNA charity game." Cole even chimed in, backing up the fun vibe. It was wholesome, unexpected, and enough to send Reddit threads into a frenzy. The reaction? Absolute confusion. Fans who've been invested in their feud for years wondered if the drama had been exaggerated or even scripted. One Instagram commenter wrote, "So all that screaming and fighting was just for ratings?" Another said,
I feel bamboozled. They're over here laughing while we were losing sleep over their arguments. Tim wasn't having it, though. He clapped back at critics in the comments saying, "Fake? You guys are reading way too much into this. We were at a charity event. What did you want us to do? Scream at each other in front of disabled kids?" His sarcastic response got plenty of likes, but it didn't convince everyone. Jeniffer herself hasn't said much, but the visual evidence was enough. There she was, comfortable and relaxed with Tim, the man she supposedly can't stand. Fans immediately started questioning whether producers had leaned into their fiery chemistry for storyline purposes. Longtime watchers remember their history well. From their explosive confrontations to awkward silences, their dynamic has always kept audiences talking. That's why this new footage feels so jarring. It flips the script on what we thought we knew. Reddit discussions lit up with takes ranging from "they've been trolling us this whole time" to "maybe they just grew up and squashed it." One top voted post read, "At this point, I don't care if it's fake. I'd rather see them being friends than rehashing the same tired feud." Entertainment outlets quickly picked up the story with headlines like "Tim and Jeniffer, feud or friendship?" and "Behind the scenes of TLC's favorite rivals." The coverage painted them as savvy reality vets who might know exactly how to keep their names in the conversation. And honestly, that theory isn't far-fetched. Both Tim and Jeniffer have continued to find ways to stay relevant, whether it's through spin-offs, cameos, or spicy social media posts. Playing into drama one minute, then flipping it into laughter the next, that's a classic reality TV survival move. Still, not everyone's convinced it's all smoke and mirrors. Some fans insist the tension was real, but argue that time and distance have mellowed it out. Tim even said in another comment, "Jeniffer is my past. Life's too short to hold grudges. We're on good terms now." Whether it's reconciliation, rebranding, or rating strategy, one thing is clear. Tim and Jeniffer have mastered the art of keeping people talking. And now, instead of debating their arguments, fans are debating whether they were ever fighting at all. And just when you think the drama is cooling down, another storm is brewing. Up next, Luke admits he's deep in debt just weeks before his lavish wedding to 19-year-old Madelein, raising questions about whether love can really survive the bills. Here's the setup. Luke, in his 30s, met 19-year-old Madelein during a trip to Colombia. Their relationship, already controversial for its age gap, quickly escalated to an engagement. He promised her the world, a life together in Colombia, and now a lavish wedding with all the bells and whistles. But in a shocking confession, Luke admitted he's broke. Not just broke, he's in serious debt. And that's left fans wondering if his fairy tale promises are about to come crashing down. The moment aired in a new sneak peek where Madeleine pressed him about wedding plans. Luke's nervous pause spoke volumes before he revealed that money troubles were eating away at him. He told her straight he's got debts piled up and nothing coming in. Yet he still promised to give her a lavish wedding in just 3 weeks. Cue the collective side-eye from viewers. Clips show Luke sitting with a vacant, almost panicked look as Madeleine urged him not to let money overshadow their happiness. But fans weren't buying the dream. Comment sections lit up with harsh takes like, "He can't even afford his own bills. How's he funding a wedding?" Another Reddit post piled on, "This is going to be the broke man's version of a luxury wedding, credit card debt as the ring bearer." It's not the first time Luke's been criticized. Fans still remember his storyline from Love in Paradise, where many accused him of grooming due to the age gap. Now, with debt revelations on the table, people are questioning his maturity and long-term intentions. One top tweet read, "Luke isn't ready for marriage, fatherhood, or even adulthood. He's playing fantasy games with a teenager's future." Madeleine, on the other hand, seems determined to hold on to the dream. She reassured Luke that love matters more than money, but then turned around and reminded him she expects him to make her happy, with or without the debt. Critics quickly labeled her expectations as naive, with one fan writing, "She's 19. Of course she thinks love pays the bills." Meanwhile, Luke doubled down on his promise. He vowed to move to Colombia permanently, marry Madeleine, and give her the life he promised, even if the finances don't add up. But fans aren't convinced. Between his vague income sources, mounting debt, and lavish claims, many are predicting a disaster before vows are even exchanged. Entertainment blogs have been all over the story, painting Luke as the next TLC runaway groom. Headlines like "Debt Before I Do" and "Can Luke Afford Love" capture the skepticism. And while the couple insists they're in love, the online conversation has turned brutal. Fans worry that Madeleine, young and impressionable, is ignoring red flags that scream trouble. A sarcastic Redditor quipped, "Forget flower girls, this wedding is going to have debt collectors as the bridal party." Whether this wedding actually happens or whether it ends in tears and unpaid invoices remains the big question. TLC cameras will be there either way, and fans are bracing for the meltdown.
Keep it locked, because the financial drama is just the appetizer. Up next, we're switching gears to Betty, yes, Brandon's mom, who fans say never appears without her trusty wine glass. And trust me, the comments on this one are savage. From family outings to casual chats in hotel lobbies, Betty seems to treat her wine glass like an accessory. No matter the scene, no matter the setting, there she is, smiling, sipping, swirling. And let's just say the internet has noticed. Viewers are split right down the middle. On one side, you've got fans who are convinced this is more than just casual sipping. They point to her flushed cheeks, her constant refills, and her energy level, calling her everything from a functional alcoholic to, as one brutal Reddit comment put it, the drunk Karen of TLC. Another commenter added, "She's been drinking since before Brandon was born. It's not cute, it's concerning." But then you've got the other camp, fans who think it's all in good fun. To them, Betty is just living her best life in retirement, enjoying her wine and leaning into her over-the-top personality. A few even suspect producers encourage her to play up the wine glass bit for extra screen presence. As one fan tweeted, Betty's wine is basically her co-star at this point. The debate doesn't stop there. Some viewers argue it's less about the wine itself and more about boundaries, or the lack of them. Betty has always been criticized for interfering in Brandon and Julia's relationship, whether it's pushing her opinions, intruding on their plans, or showing up uninvited. Now fans see the ever-present glass as a symbol of those blurred boundaries. One viral comment summed it up. Betty doesn't know when to stop, whether it's meddling or pouring. Julia, Brandon's wife, has been stuck in the middle. Fans worry what it means for her, especially now that she and Brandon are building their own lives. Some even say the wine glass storyline has overshadowed Julia's role entirely. A top Reddit post read, "Julia didn't just marry Brandon, she married Betty and her Chardonnay." The criticism got particularly sharp after recent episodes showed Betty around the couple's baby. Many viewers voiced concerns, saying alcohol habits and childcare don't mix. Others, though, brushed it off as overreaction, claiming Betty never seems out of control, just always sipping. If you loved tonight's ride, smash that like button, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and drop your hot takes in the comments. We want to hear it all. And don't forget to follow us across socials for the tea between uploads. This is Paper Highlighter, and as always, keep it messy, keep it real, and stay fabulous, Fame Fam.